माय यूट्यूब चैनल द सोलफुल डायरी। आज की वीडियो में हम बात करेंगे सरोजनी नायडू के पोम एक्सटेसी के बारे में। इससे पहले हमने जितने भी पोएट के वर्क डिस्कस किया उसका लिंक डिस्क्रिप्शन में। चलिए शुरू करते हैं आज की वीडियो को। इन डेप्थ डिस्कस करने से पहले जान लेते उसके कुछ की फीचर्स। हर पोम Ecstasy is a marvelous piece of work. It is taken from a collection of poem entitled The Bird of Time. The joyous experience of the spring season echoes in this poem. The poem reveals her aesthetic and sensuous attitude towards nature. When the poet beholds the beauty of spring, her heart leaps up. The fantastic beauty of the spring takes the poet away from the world of sorrow. Thus she invites all to celebrate and enjoy the spring season. Sarojini's ecstasy is an expression of her abundant, joyful. At the arrival of the spring, it can be divided into two parts on the basis of its theme. The first part deals with the joys offered by the spring. The second part exhorts us to forget the grief and pain of our worldly existence. Sarojini says that the arrival of the spring flowers bloom everywhere. The cuckoos pour the song of joy and happiness. The peacocks dance and the earth becomes the heaven. She advises that we should forget the grief and pain and we should enjoy the pleasures of the spring. She says, "O heart, let us sing, the years are before us for weeping and sorrow. Today it is spring." The Ecstasy is a short poem. It consists of 79. Its rhyme scheme is ABAB. It is remarkable for its lucidity of diction and spontaneity of expression. It is important for the richness of melody, emotional intensity, and Indian imagery. Through the repetition of phrase and exclamatory sentences, the poet expresses her joyous experience of the spring. The use of imperative sentences expresses the poet's sarcastic response. The use of various rhetorical devices enhances the charm and gravity of this poem. Thus, Ecstasy is a fantastic poem by Naidu. It presents the beauty of nature and spellbinds the reader. को इन डेप्थ डिस्कस करते हैं. Cover mine eyes, oh my love, mine eyes that are weary of bliss, as of light that is poignant and strong. Oh, silence my lips with a kiss, my lips that are weary of song. Shelter my soul, oh my love. My soul is bent low with the pain and the burden of love, like that grace of a flower that is smitten with rain. Oh, shelter my soul from thy face. The poem is of 17 lines expressing passionate joy and the intense, almost overwhelming emotional experience of love. It explores the sharpened flats of romantic passion, focusing on the ecstasy and torment of profound emotional connection from a woman's perspective. The poem often highlights a sensory rich yet deeply spiritual union. The poem is a celebration of love, capturing the emotional intensity and highs that come with deep affection. It portrays love not as an abstraction but as a deeply felt visceral experience, often involving sensations like joy, longing, and sometimes a sweet, overwhelming pain. True to many, Naidu's poem, Ecstasy offers a female perspective on affection and emotional experience. It often explores a kind of mystical union where personal emotion merges with a sense of elevated spiritual connection. The poem is characterized by vivid imagery, often drawing on natural elements to enhance the expression of emotional state. Intense emotional union. The poem explores the overwhelming feeling of being in a state of perfect, almost trance-like bliss. It depicts love as an all-encompassing experience, leading to a state of spiritual blessedness and a desire to be overwhelmed. Physical and spiritual surrender. The speaker requests their lover to take control of their senses, covering weary eyes and sealing lips and with a kiss, signifying a total surrender to the emotions and the lover. This suggests a blending of physical love with a deeper spiritual or emotional abandonment. Love as annihilation, mystical love. Drawing from Sufi and Bhakti traditions, the poem views intense love as a form of annihilation or exhaustion, where the self is lost and the adorned fun, highlighting the intense pain that can accompany overwhelming joy. The weariness of joy. The poem portrays the narrator as weary of bliss. The intensity of this profound joy is so high that it exhausts the senses, leaving the narrator needing the shelter of the beloved presence. Withdrawal from the world. The lovers seek to create a private world away from the external, focusing entirely on their shared emotional intensity. Poetic devices, imagery and symbolism. Naidu uses nature-based imagery such as lad at a smitten with rain to symbolize the speaker's overwhelming fragile state under the intensity of love. Metaphor and simile. The poem compares love to a burden and the speaker's surrender to the grace of a broken flower. Repetition and anaphora. The repetition of phrases like my lips that are and oh shelter my soul emphasizes the speaker's fatigue and emotional desperation. Imperative sentences, commands directed at the beloved. Cover mine eyes, oh shelter my soul, shows a desperate desire for submission or relief from excessive emotion. Tone. The tone is passionate yet weary, blending romantic love with spiritual, almost painful adoration typical of lyrical romantic poetry. थैंक यू। आई होप आज की वीडियो आपको पसंद है। कैसी लगी हमें कमेंट करके बताएं। अगर कोई डाउट्स और सजेशंस हैं तो वो भी आप कमेंट सेक्शन में ड्रॉप कर सकते हैं। अगर वीडियो अच्छी लगी हो तो लाइक शेयर एंड सब्सक्राइब टू माय चैनल। मिलते हैं कल एक और इन्फॉर्मेटिव वीडियो के साथ शाम 4 बजे। टिल देन कीप वॉचिंग एंड कीप सपोर्टिंग द सोलफुल डायरी। थैंक यू।